Mary Hayley Bell, was a successful playwright and novelist, and her father, Sir John Mills, was a well-known actor who starred in movies including Great Expectations and Ryan's Daughter. Hayley was surrounded by creativity, storytelling, and performance from an early age because she grew up in such an artsy family. In addition to her parents' professional accomplishments, she was impacted by their passion for the arts, which molded her discipline and admiration for the acting profession. Her natural and inspirational early exposure to the stage and screen laid the groundwork for a career that would eventually establish her as one of the most adored child stars in movie history. Hayley Mills made an absolutely amazing debut in the movie industry. At the tender age of 12, she made her film debut opposite her father in the British crime drama Tiger Bay 1959. Her performance was praised right away for having sincerity, natural charm, and emotional depth qualities that are uncommon in young actors. Walt Disney himself was drawn to the movie's popularity because he thought Hayley was the ideal representation of the kind of clean-spirited young people who defined Disney's idea of family entertainment. Because of her exceptional combination of knowledge and innocence, she quickly agreed to a deal with Walt Disney Studios, which signaled the start of an incredible partnership that would make her famous throughout the world. In 1960, Hayley Mills became well known thanks to her debut Disney movie Pollyanna. She gave a passionate and brilliant performance in her role as the upbeat orphan who made everyone around her happier. She became one of the youngest Oscar winners in history when she won the Academy Juvenile Award for the part. Because of Hayley's innate ability to engage audiences of all ages, Pollyanna continues to be one of Disney's most lasting masterpieces. Her portrayal perfectly encapsulated kindness and hope, making a lasting impression on millions of people and solidifying her status as the archetypal Disney heroine of the early 1960s. After Pollyanna's popularity, Hayley's fame skyrocketed with The Parent Trap 1961, a movie that highlighted her remarkable flexibility. Hayley showed wonderful comedic timing, technical aptitude, and emotional complexity when portraying identical twins Susan and Sharon, who were split up at birth and reunited at summer camp. The movie, which is still regarded as one of the best family movies ever made, was a turning point in both her career and the state of film technology at the time. In addition to her charisma, her performance showed off her developing maturity as a young actress, who could practically carry a big Hollywood production by herself. Hayley Mills captivated viewers with a string of popular films throughout the 1960s, such as That Darn Cat 1965, Summer Magic 1963, and In Search of the Castaways 1962. Her status as Disney's Golden Girl, the epitome of carefree adventure and youthful purity, was further cemented by each of these movies. But as she grew older, Hayley tried to broaden her perspective and get past her child star persona. She started playing more serious and diverse parts, like in The Family Way 1966, which signaled her entry into adult roles and demonstrated her breadth and depth as an actress. This stage of her career demonstrated her resolve to be known for her work as much as her charisma. Hayley Mills continued to be a prominent and well-respected figure in the entertainment business as she entered the later decades of her career, frequently received recognition for her skill and professionalism while starring in independent films, stage plays, and television dramas. She received the Disney Legends Award in 2000 in recognition of her outstanding contribution to the company's history and her part in creating the enchantment of Disney's heyday. In addition to her acting career, Hayley has been a strong supporter of young actors, frequently discussing the difficulties of growing up in the spotlight and the value of preserving one's identity and equilibrium. 20-year-old Hayley Mills met 53-year-old director Roy Bolting in 1966 while they were working on The Family Way. Bolting was already regarded as one of Britain's most renowned directors. Given their 33-year age difference and the fact that Mills was still widely recognized as the pure Disney child star from Pollyanna and The Parent Trap, the relationship between the young actress and the much older director soon garnered public notice and controversy. Mills was attracted to Bolting's intelligence, charisma, and global knowledge. In spite of the public's disapproval, he, in turn, was impressed by her independence, talent, and youthful spirit, qualities that had made her famous since she was a young child. During the filming process, their romance grew, and despite the unorthodox nature of their relationship, Mills saw in Bolting a companion and mentor who supported her as she evolved from child star to adult actress. In 1971, when Mills was 25 and Bolting was 58, the couple was married. They adopted a comfortable yet bohemian way of living that mirrored their creative dispositions. They had a stylish apartment in the Chelsea neighborhood of London, which has long been known for its intellectuals, writers, and painters, as well as a rural house at the charming Cobstone Windmill near Ibs, Buckinghamshire. One of their most recognizable homes is the Windmill, which is situated on a hill with a view of the English countryside. The pair loved living in the country, frequently hosting acquaintances from the entertainment business, and taking leisurely strolls through the picturesque Chiltern Hills. But with time, despite their apparently carefree lifestyle, their relationship started to suffer due to differences in age, attitude, and priorities. They chose to separate after a number of years together, and in 1977 they finalized their divorce. Despite its short duration, their marriage continued to be a significant period in Mills' life. It symbolized her attempt to forge her own identity as an adult woman and her break from childhood fame. Mills gave birth to Crispian Mills, their son, during their marriage, and he would later become well known in the music business. Crispian inherited his father's inventiveness behind the scenes and his mother's passion for performing, as well as his parents' artistic flair. As the lead singer, guitarist, and main songwriter for the British band Kula Shaker, he became well known in the 1990s. One of the key performers of the Britpop era, the band was renowned for fusing Indian musical influences with psychedelic rock, and Crispian's distinctiveness and spiritual curiosity, which are frequently linked to his well-known mother, were evident in his music. Despite the difficulties of growing up in the spotlight of famous parents, Crispian went on to have a prosperous career of his own, and Hayley has frequently taken satisfaction in his creative successes. Following the dissolution of her marriage to Bolting, Mills started dating Lee Lawson, a budding British actor and television personality. Their relationship, which started in the middle of the 1970s, was marked by a shared appreciation of art and a strong emotional bond. They welcomed Jason Lawson, a son, in July 1976. After the emotional turmoil of her divorce, the connection gave Mills a sense of newfound contentment and friendship. But because they were both very focused on their acting professions, their partnership eventually suffered as a result of their rigorous schedules and divergent goals. By the early 1980s, the pair had split up amicably, opting to concentrate on their respective careers but still showing mutual respect as co-parents and performers. After spending a number of years concentrating on her acting career and her family, Mills eventually found love once more. Firdoush Bamji, an actor and writer who was 20 years her junior, has been her companion since 1997. The two first crossed paths while on tour in the lead parts of a stage version of The King and I. Bamji, as the King, and Mills as Anna Lenowins. They developed a close artistic and personal connection via their love of theater and storytelling. In contrast to her previous high-profile partnerships, Mills and Bamji have led a somewhat quiet existence together, choosing to keep out of the public eye and concentrate on their art. Their long-lasting and loving relationship demonstrates a profound emotional bond and respect for one another that goes beyond age and celebrity. The two are still partners as of 2023, frequently working together and assisting with each other's film and theater endeavors. Their long-lasting friendship is evidence of Mills's unwavering faith in love, resiliency, and creative expression. After going through the highs and lows of celebrity, marriage, parenthood, and heartbreak, Hayley Mills has discovered enduring serenity in a collaboration based on mutual respect, understanding, and inventiveness. An appropriate continuation of a life that has always been led by both artistic ability and heart. Hayley Mills, now 79, has shared her thoughts about her experiences working with the renowned Irish actress Maureen O'Hara, with whom she co-starred in the famed 1961 Disney classic The Parent Trap. After decades of largely keeping them to herself, the relationship between the young British star and the fiery seasoned screen, a veteran who portrayed her on-screen mother, has been the subject of years of fan speculation. Mills has now made the decision to talk openly, providing a unique perspective on what it was truly like to appear on television, alongside one of Hollywood's most powerful people. Mills found that Maureen was a natural force. She was straightforward, powerful, and completely professional. However, behind that amazing facade lay a woman with a strong sense of compassion and warmth. Hayley remembers meeting O'Hara when she was barely 14 years old, a towering figure in every way. She was sophisticated, self-assured, and unwavering in her principles. At that age, Mills said, "I was quite shy, and here came this lovely woman with her distinctive Irish voice and fiery red hair. As soon as she walked in, she filled the room." O'Hara was renowned for her strong will and refusal to be intimidated by Hollywood's male-dominated system. She had already established an amazing career as a star in classic films like How Green Was My Valley and The Quiet Man. Mills acknowledged that O'Hara's boldness initially intimidated her. According to Mills, she never showed cruelty or insensitivity, but she did require everyone to try their hardest, regardless of age. Half measures didn't sit well with her. You were there to work, and to work well, if you were on that set. However, the initial intimidation gave way to admiration as the filming went on. "I became aware of how invested she was in the narrative we were narrating," Mills clarified. She was living the role rather than merely playing it. It was like attending a masterclass in her presence and accuracy. Every motion and every look had a purpose. Between takes, Mills said, O'Hara spoke with her and gently gave her advice on the art of acting and the difficulties of growing up in the spotlight. "Hayley, before the world tells you who to be, you must know who you are," she added. "Even though I didn't fully get it at the time, I've learned that lesson off-screen ever since." O'Hara was naturally shy and reserved when the cameras stopped rolling, but the two became friends in a modest but sincere way. She didn't engage in Hollywood trash or gossip. Mills revealed that integrity was her top priority. She possessed an unwavering moral core and amazing strength. She did, however, also have a fantastic sense of humor. Her chuckle is still resonating over the set. Mills claims that O'Hara frequently diffused stressful situations during production by narrating the tales of her early years in Ireland or her own escapades with John Wayne in the Untamed West. She had a sparkle in her eye, reminded you that she wasn't as severe as people believed, and she could make the entire crew giggle. Mills claimed that as time went on, she realized the difficulties O'Hara encountered as a woman in Hollywood. She thought that in order to gain the respect that males naturally had, she had to work twice as hard. Her strength was survival, but people mistakenly thought it was arrogance. I grew to greatly respect her for her demands for justice and dignity. Mills stated that she learned how to handle the entertainment business with self-assurance and dignity from O'Hara's example. She demonstrated to me that one may be rigorous without being cruel and nice without being weak. Few people ever achieve that equilibrium, but Maureen achieved so now. Looking back over the years, Mills expresses gratitude and affection for O'Hara. Mills remarked quietly, "I wish I had told her how much she influenced me when she was still here. She influenced not only my acting style but also my honest, brave, and slightly Irish fire approach to life." Mills experienced a profound sense of sorrow upon O'Hara's passing in 2015. It felt as though a fragment of classic Hollywood, the elegance and power that are no longer present, was being lost. She was a unique individual. Mills' tone becomes to one of nostalgia as he recalls their time together. These days, whenever I watch The Parent Trap, I see her face and am reminded of the small things. "You've got this, dear," she would say, placing a hand on my shoulder or smiling reassuringly before a challenging moment. According to Mills, those are some of her favorite memories from her career. Moran was more than just a co-star, she said. She served as a companion, mentor, and guardian. One of the biggest blessings in my life was getting to work alongside her.